You thought it would be Manny, but it's me, Gabi. Saludos, mi gente, al Videocast de PRGDA. I am your new co-host. Mi nombre es Gabriel Guihurt. You'll see a little bit, we'll talk a little bit in the meantime about what we're doing, but yeah, I think it's time you can come back in.
Espérate, ¿cómo que tú me vas a quitar a mí esta cosa?
No, co-host. I said co-host.
Uh-huh.
Don't forget the co. It's very important.
Yeah.
Words are important, mi gente. Communication is key.
Bueno, bienvenidos, mi gente, nuevamente un miércoles, siempre aquí con ustedes a las 6 de la tarde. Bienvenidos al stream de PRGDA. ¿Cómo estamos, mi gente? ¿Cómo está Gabriel?
I'm good. I'm okay. Cogí como 3 hoyos de camino al estudio, but that's fine. Los aros míos no están dañados ya anyways, so it's not like it matters.
Tranquilo, yo te ayudo cualquier cosa. Conseguimos una comida rápido.
No. La verdad es que tengo 4 gomas ahora mismo in the back of my car.
Yeah,
they're ready to be done. I just need to go and get it done already.
Pues yo te ayudo, tranquilo.
¿Y tú, Manny, cómo tú estás?
Todo bien, todo bien. Sí, un día estrésico como cualquier otro trabajando y ya tú sabes que un 20 cosas a la vez. Pero aquí estamos, nuevamente.
Pues, Manny, why am I here?
Bueno, pues, mi gente, quiero formalmente mencionarles a ustedes que Gabriel estará de ahora en adelante con nosotros como co-host en este stream todos los miércoles. Espérate, no me acuerdo
Thank you, guys. I love it.
No me acuerdo cuáles eran los efectos de los aplausos, para ponerlos aquí, los aplausos. ¡Eh!
Gracias, mi gente. Thank you.
Nada, bienvenido.
You're the real OGs. You're the real victory here.
Yo sabía que Gabriel tenía la persona adecuada para venir aquí.
We'll see.
Mira, aquí está todo el mundo haciendo preguntas, saludándonos. Dicen hola, ¿cómo estamos? ¿Cómo se encuentra mi gente?
Oh, yes, Leo. Ya tú sabes, papi. Like we have to throw in curves, or else the storyline gets stale. Like if you don't add new characters every night into the second book, then the third book just won't. Like it'll just be the first book again. Like you need to add a little. Look at your Stranger Things.
Yep.
Imagine Stranger Things without the Sadie. I think is her name. No me recuerdo el nombre.
Who?
It's a redhead girl.
Alex?
No. Her name is Sadie. I'm 99% confident it's Sadie. Chat will correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's Sadie.
Bueno, ya mismo dice. Pues básicamente en el día de hoy vamos a estar, let's talk about game development.
Yep.
O sea, vamos a estar directamente hablando con ustedes sobre preguntas que ustedes tengan. Nosotros tenemos nuestras propias preguntas aquí. Bueno, Gabriel trajo sus propias preguntas.
They're topics more than questions. Yeah. It's a very free-flowing episode this time around.
Yep. Pero te tenemos a ti.
So it was before it was flowing. Now it's free-flowing. Wait, I don't like the connotation I just of me being free. That's not no. Okay, I take it back. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We're not live.
Yo creo que hoy voy a estar riéndome todo el día.
I can't wait until we're live. Like it's gonna be great.
Llevamos 8 minutos live.
Shit. Yo cobro por mis servicios, no se preocupen.
Yep. ¿A cuánto?
Eso es parte del diálogo.
Ok, súper.
¿Me tratamos en capitalismo? Eso es parte del diálogo.
Yeah, sure. So, mi gente, si tienen preguntas o algo que quieran hablar sobre game development, lo puedes poner en el chat. Nosotros básicamente haremos un pop-up de sus preguntas y discutiremos sobre esas. Pero, Gabriel, ¿quieres empezar?
Sure. Okay, so we were supposed to have a guest. And life is life.
Yep.
Sometimes people, it drops out. Perfectly normal, ¿verdad? De eso nunca tenemos que dudar. Pero de eso me vino después la idea de hablar de, ¿verdad? The difficulty sometimes que vienen con project management del game development. También, like, what is it like to be a solo dev? Y después, like, the expectations, people should have while getting into it. Porque, a little bit of context on your new co-host, ¿verdad? I am not a solo dev, tengo una pareja, o un partner, bueno, mi pareja y partner, whatever. The point is I have someone else, there's 2 of us. But even before that, the reason I got into video games was because my skill set around it, like I had a skill set that is video game adjacent. It can all be applied to video games. And so at one point I was just like, I don't know, at this point I should just work on games because if I have enough of the things, I can do it. And very quickly one realizes, doesn't matter how many skill sets you have, it's crazy, es demasiado.
Yep.
Y después, con eso en mente, cuando estábamos hablando, cuando me dijo Manny, person isn't going to be able to come. I'm like, te entiendo. Because I'm also a project manager ahora mismo en mi trabajo. Y yo sé de que I have experience setting a deadline and then immediately a day afterwards going like, oh, that's not working anymore. That was completely false.
Yep.
There was one job. I just love it. It was one task. I said 2 hours. That's all it'll take. Me tomó 6 horas. And that's when I was like, that's why I'm not the developer.
Yeah.
That's why I'm support.
Yep. Son cosas que pasan. A veces uno piensa que uno tiene el control absoluto del proceso, de lo que va a pasar, y de momento es como que nope.
There's so many things that can mess it up.
Yep. Bugs, things,
people,
computer,
like yourself. Like I always blame myself for all my mistakes. Like, let's be real. Like every single time I was dealing with 4 hours with that bug. And the whole time I was like, this is my fault. This is my fault. I didn't make this code. This code ya existía, but I know this is my fault for why I'm being stupid. There's a question that someone asked.
Sergio, there we go. How do you start on game development for someone who doesn't know anything about game development?
That is an easy question. Start anywhere, because there is literally, video games encompass so much. The 3 main things that I like to focus on are like yo uso como que the 3 pillars is programming, design, and assets. Porque with the programming, it makes the world. The design is like the architect, but the asset is like the actual materials that make up the world. Y adentro de esos 3 pilares, there are a bunch of subsections between all of them. Si te gusta la música, pues después de ahí tú puedes empezar. Por ejemplo, yo canto, y yo he actuado, y yo he bailado. And all of those things affect how you do video games. Claro, I'm giving you a very generalist answer right now to motivate people into feeling like all your experiences count into making video games, because they're art. But now let's get into the more business side of it, where it's like there are definitely high demand skills right now that would get you a job like this the moment you learn it. ¿Verdad?
Yeah.
Programming is always one of them, especially like game engineering. I know like engines, game people who program game engines, like if those are few and far between. And so if you know how to do that skill set, you're highly valuable. Not just for the people like people like Unity and Unreal who are already making the engines, but for companies that, they're just like, we want to make our own engine. You're like, I'll take your free money. Don't worry. Yes, it's okay. Sometimes it's fine. Most of the time. Después de eso, también, when it comes to materials, if you're like, you can be an artist. Y después there's a whole like subsection of how it could be character artist, concept artist, environment artist. That's now add 3D and 2D to all of those subsections. And it just goes crazy and crazy and crazy. So the list is just think about what you like most about video games, what interests you the most, and start exploring there. Okay, from there is when you're able to find it. It's a very organic way of doing it. It's probably the best way of doing it, in my opinion. Unless you just want to make money off of video games, and if you want to make money off of video games, I suggest you just get into programming and get a tech job.
Yeah,
because then you learn the skill set. You work for Fang for like what, 2-3 years. You make bank. Y después tú dices, off I go. That's at least what I've heard from various insiders.
Y hay muchas posiciones que básicamente son nuevas. O sea, UX es una posición que está bastante nueva.
Narrative designer. That one is exploding right now with people realizing, oh, that's what I do. Okay, that's my new title.
Yep. Son posiciones que llevan en game development desde muchos años, pero ahora es como que they have a title to it. And you understand what you have to do and what your tasks on that position. Y son posiciones muy importantes, y a veces, o sea, tú no tienes que tener ni el talento de programación, ni de diseño, ni de hacer 3D, ni de estas cosas. A veces management is key en todo esto.
It is a business. At the end of the day, games, you have to sell it to someone, so that side is important. It's why I love how we're getting like that question, because it gets into like what I was talking about being a solo dev. All of these are specializations.
Yeah.
Imagine having to do every single one yourself. That's what it means to be a solo dev. And that's crazy. It's why, Braid and The Witness, el creador de esos dos juegos, it's like, there's a reason he's released, those are the 2 games. And between those 2 games, there's a giant gap of time. Porque even if he has now a team, he's still super small. Y él tiene la visión. And that means it's gonna take a while until it's done.
Yeah.
Like atrás entre nosotros. Like we have an inside joke. Join the the hangouts, the game hangouts, the
Mhm.
PRGDA, because we're through that, game ideas are starting to be made a little
Mhm.
bit crazy, but they're there.
Mhm.
But el joke que les dije a lo que del PRGDA fue, mi gente, prepárense, que en 5 años we're going to release the press schedule and the press release that we're going to start working on the game. 5 years until the press release of, hey, we're doing this. And everyone laughed, but it was a laugh of like, yeah, that's a good estimate. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
It is.
That's actually great,
It
Gabby. Good
is.
job. Like
Yep.
it's all about. So finally, to answer the question, it's all about focusing on your interest within games. There's a very important distinction to make that of liking games and liking to make games.
Yeah.
There's a very big important distinction
Mhm.
there que hay que hacer. And it's okay for you to like games. It's okay for you to not like making games because
Mhm.
they're really freaking hard.
Yeah. There are.
But you need to learn, you need to actually start the process in order to be able to figure out what it is, which of those two it is,
Mhm.
whether it's both or whether it's one. ¿Tú te imaginas a alguien que hates playing video games but learns how to make them? Like that'd be a weird experience. That could not be a solo dev. They couldn't play the game. They hate every second.
Wow. I never thought about that. Never. Oh my God. Me congelé todo en mi mente. Hizo como que, what? Nope.
The reality of just like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's a little bit me con el juego mío que estoy haciendo ahora. Like I'm prototyping it, and I am not the key audience for it. So when I'm playing it, I'm bored as hell. I don't like it. I sit down and I'm like, who would want to play this?
Mhm.
And then I realized, oh, right, I'm too
Yeah.
hardcore of a gamer for this game.
Eso me pasó a mí. Like, my first game that I started era como que un horror game. A mí no me encantan los juegos de horror. Like, yo puedo jugarlos de lejito, verlos de lejito, pero, like, la tensión y el estrés y como que pasar la fobia esa de estar ahí en un lugar cerrado y de momento que te asusten, no, that's not me. Y literalmente ese fue mi primer proyecto. Y literalmente lo movimos a VR. O sea, como que empezamos como que para PC, después fue como que let's do a VR, que fue peor todavía.
I can't even imagine. No. Like
Yep.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of horror. Like,
Yep.
okay, I'm a fan of horror. I'm just not a fan of experiencing horror.
Yeah.
Like, I can appreciate it from a distance. Like, oh, beautiful tension, beautiful jump scare. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times I've been pushed into a movie theater for a horror, like, I don't even play horror games. I don't. Like Five Nights at Freddy, all of the spin-offs, every single kind. No, just get out. No, thank you. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole, even though I can appreciate the elements within them. Yes, Leo, that quote in the game design doc indeed says a lot about, I guess, just me, but also game development in general.
Yep. Y hablando sobre The Bible en Game Design Document, literalmente mucha gente no hace eso. Mucha gente piensa que como que, ok, I have a good idea, como que quiero coger de Call of Duty, quiero coger de Destiny, quiero hacer estas cosas como que diferentes mechanics de diferentes juegos y como que, voy a empezarlo. Pero nunca se planifican, nunca hacen como que para quién es el target de ese juego, cuántas copias de ese juego parecidos han vendido, cuáles son las mecánicas principales. O sea, el hecho del Game Design Document es literalmente tener todo desglosado y eso nunca termina. O sea, en el proceso de desarrollo de videojuegos, tú empiezas con unas ideas básicas de lo que tú quieres y lo vas trabajando mientras vas trabajando con el proyecto. Como que, ok, this is not working, I need to take it out and implement another thing that is going to be better.
It is a living document.
Yep.
Eso no se puede dudar. And there was one of these very interesting talks that I watched. I don't remember the detail. It's a vague memory. Sadly, that neuron is not strong. Pero it was talking, era una discusión of like, should you do a game Bible?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, not really. And then I watched, like, y la otra debate fue como que you should.
Mm-hmm.
Y la realidad que eso, that for the most part, game Bible has just, the word sometimes puts people off, but what it really is just a game design document.
Yeah.
Que el enfoque is just to simply showcase what it is that determines like what is the purpose of the decisions going into the design of the game.
Yeah.
Que eso es lo importante. There was a great GDC talk by the creators of Subnautica that I watched. Que estaba hablando de que he had watched another talk that I still haven't been able to find. And ahí estaba hablando de one of the game pillars. Y que en Subnautica, they started with 3 different game pillars, que era exploration, era environment, atmosphere, and then another one, I don't remember. And out of those 3, they kept one. And that became the central focus of the game, the experience, just like everything about it. Y fue de ahí que like, imagine Subnautica. Yeah, it has exploration. You can see some of the other, like, exploration was one of the other pillars, and you can see it still in the game, but that's not the main driving force behind it. Imagine trying to make a horror game, but not knowing what kind of horror you want to do. Imagine trying to make a casual game and not understanding, like, what kind of casual, like, do you want, like, not I'm not gonna say brain dead, even though I just set it up, like, because that's not the right way. Like, hyper casual of just like, I'm just here to, like, almost like watching trash TV, just like doing things because it's a screen lighting up in front of my face, and I'm too dead from working today to actually focus on any problem solving. Or is it normal casual of just like the frequency lowers? Already 2 different distinctions of what it like what casual can mean. If you don't have this stuff written down, as a project manager, I can tell you, if you don't have it written down, you're going to forget every time, no matter what. Y después, 6 meses después, you're like, is this a good feature? Should we be implementing an octopus monster into my land game? I don't think I really should.
Yeah.
Unless your design doc specifically said subverting expectations. And in that case, you have sea birds in your ocean game.
What?
It's like, imagine Subnautica, but they're actual birds that dive in to get you and te sacan arriba del espacio.
Okay.
That wasn't in the game. That wasn't in their game design doc. That wasn't a pillar, so they didn't go for it. But if it was, imagine it. Now imagine that for your game.
No.
And that's fine. That's fair. Understandable.
I don't want that.
Not all. No. Listen, idea guys are a little bit important, but they're not like, just not all ideas are good. Like, you just throw them onto the wall. That's what I'm here for. I'm the idea guy. I will throw out as many ideas, and he is going to be the one that makes sure that they're actually good.
Yep. Y no, literalmente, o sea, en el proceso de desarrollar un videojuego, yo he estado como que en el principio de literalmente hacer el Bible y empezar a escribir todo. Y en el proceso de hacer eso, viene testing it, like haciendo prototipos and testing the game and see if the mechanics work and see how people react to it. Y muchas de las cosas que he visto a veces en la comunidad es que people don't test the game with people outside.
Or they don't know how to test it.
Yeah.
Which is a really important
Muchas veces se lo dan a las familiares, como que people close to them, para que le digan como que cosas bonitas. Y no, o sea, tú en el proceso tú necesitas críticas.
You need to get feedback from your audience.
Yep.
And unless you're making a game for your mom ain't your audience. If you're making a game for your mom, that's cute. Good job. That's a great Mother's Day gift. But if you're making a hardcore FPS game and your mother didn't give you the controller with Call of Duty already installed, I don't think you're gonna get much feedback on the balance or the experience going through.
Yeah. Y eso es horrible. O sea, because game testing is a big part de la industria.
It is testing is so important, especially when it comes to the game design of it, right? The mechanics and the experience and everything going through it. Testing ensures that your game actually is worth it. Yep. Like, it ensures that your game actually will have value, ensures that your game will actually do the thing that you designed it to do. Like, that's what testing is about. Testing isn't to discourage you. It's to make sure that you're following through with your intentions and what you wanted. Por ejemplo, yo presenté mi juego de carta en Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And that was a very interesting experience, in that I quickly realized that my game was not made to be shown at Comic-Con.
Why?
It takes too long to appreciate the game. That's the nice way of saying it. The bad way of saying it, the constructive way of saying it, it's that the game just takes too damn long for people to pick up. And for a casual game, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
And so the experience learned there is that there are two. We'll use this as an example because this is a great game design example. If your game, when you're presenting it, right, and within that context, takes too long, you have 2 decisions to make. You either shorten your game time in order for people to get higher engaged, or when you're presenting it, you make it tailored so people can understand, almost like a demo, like a guided demo, so people understand the game without you having to break the game in order for them to play it. And they're both decisions. They're not, which one is correct is completely up to the It's up to what the game design doc has inside of it and what you've decided that game is supposed to be. In my case, I said, in order for me to not hate it, it has to be a guided demo. It needs to actually go through the process. And I'm talking about the deck is already made. Like there is no shuffling. If you're shuffling, it's almost like Magic. You're playing. I'm gonna be playing Magic with my card game to show you why this game is Magic, and then you buy it. But that's one example that I can bring of like why testing is vitally important.
Sí, yo jugué tu juego y básicamente si no estuvieras tú,
you would know there was
no.
It was like I
No,
threw you
yo
into
como
the
que-
ocean.
yeah.
Like the deep end of the pool is not deep enough to deep enough.
Y me lo
to signify
explicaste.
it.
Y es como que, yeah,
You
no,
need to
I
play
don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's not. Listen, it was not good. It was not good, and that was the important. That's a key point of it. Imagine if I go like, Manny just doesn't get it. You don't understand my vision. You just don't understand my art. Like it gets immediately lost. Like it's just. The project is already going to fail at that point.
Yeah. Básicamente tú lo comprarías tú solo. Nadie más lo compraría.
And I would be hella proud. I didn't want to go too far with the cursing, but it'll take time, mi gente. Don't worry.
Yeah. Eso pasó con el primer proyecto que yo lancé. I didn't start the game. O sea, el proyecto a mí me lo entregaron como que we are developing this game. We've been spending 2 years on endless game itch with story. And I don't know how to keep up the development. Eso fue lo que me dieron a mí. Y es como, okay, sure. I have the team. I have artists. I have programmers. I have animators. I have everything here in the studio. We can work with it. We can launch it in a year. We can have it launched in the year. And we did it.
Damn.
Yo puse un deadline.
That's a fast deadline, dude.
Yo puse un deadline. El juego tenía bastantes assets, pero el balancing del juego, the experience of the game was the thing.
But at least it's balancing, right? Yeah. As long as all the assets are already made, that's a lot of your time. I see.
Yeah.
Unless the balancing is so bad, you have to remake the game. But that's another.
We had to. We did it because el juego tenía tantas cosas que como que no funcionaban muy bien con las mecánicas y eran mecánicas bien incrustadas en el juego. So we needed to go back to the drawing board.
We see you, Eli. Also Ricardo.
Yep. Y tuvimos que empezar desde cero. Empezamos de cero.
Yeah,
Pero we did it en 3 meses.
That blows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm proud of my team.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, they did a good job.
That's a highlight. You put that on your website. 3-month turnaround time after scrapping the whole project. That's insane.
Yep. Y el artista principal después se tuvo que ir. So, pasó literalmente un mes para el launch y fue como que, I need to go. No puedo como que continuar con el proyecto. Yo como que, ¿quién va a replicar tu arte? Like, todavía necesitamos assets, todavía necesitamos cosas para la tienda, necesitamos suits, necesitamos como que content. Y como que, tuve que yo volverme el artista y tratar de replicar su arte.
Did you do a good job?
I think so. Literalmente nosotros tenemos, o sea, trabajando aquí 25 personas. 25 personas.
That's a good amount. That's a healthy amount.
Yeah, y nadie estaba cobrando. Like, eran personas de la universidad que estaban apasionados por game development, como muchos de la industria, y fue como que, mira, I have a space. Tengo mi compañía, no hemos hecho nada todavía. Bueno, mi primer proyecto fue en Flash. Y fue como que, this is horrible. Y ahí fue que yo hablé con alguien de la universidad como que, mira, tú te estás graduando, estás en tu 4º año, yo estoy en mi 1er año. You have knowledge that I don't. YouTube también me da knowledge, pero es como que if we work as a team, we can do something better. I have the space, I have the computers, I have everything else. I don't have the knowledge. You have it. So, ¿quieres echar para acá y como que work on it? Tengo más que 5 personas, pero you can direct the whole team and work with the game.
We have a lot of parallels. That's really? Also what I've been trying to do, except I'm autistic, so it's a little bit harder. But I've also been the one, I've been gathering gear. I've been trying to gather the environment to push collaboration. But Manny, I have a question.
Dime.
I have a special thing.
Dime.
So I was watching, marketing is a very important part of getting your game out.
Yeah.
In Puerto Rico, we all know that's really hard unless you have a lot of money, put up a lot of billboards, or a lot of ads, or a lot of papers on bathrooms.
Yeah.
I specific that for some reason that specifically one company has that as one of their key things. They're like, "We'll get you in bathrooms," and I'm like, "Okay, that's great. People can think of my card game while they're peeing or pooping. That's fantastic. That's what I want." But there's a bunch of YouTubers I watch.
Yeah.
YouTubers, developers that I follow their channels. One of them is called Thin Matrix. I highly suggest it, and he pulls out different devlogs. And his devlogs I love. They're very different from most devlogs in that half the vlog, not half the vlog, but a good chunk of the vlog is also a lifestyle vlog where he's actually like showing you the process he's doing in the day. It's not just like él te enseña progreso de ese feature. So if it takes multiple days, it takes multiple days. But he shows you like his environment. He shows you going out to get food. He shows you when he's farming in between. Like and enseña like todo.
Yeah.
And that is so calming. And it hooked me instantly because his games are not games I would play. But he makes me interested. He makes me want to support him because of that kind of style.
Yeah.
And so marketing is very important. Just because you're in the middle of working in the game, se llama Thin Matrix, Leo. THIN, thin, and then matrix of like an actual like matrix of like mathematical matrix.
Yo creo que empecé a seguirlo estos días.
It's really good.
Yeah.
He just came out with a compost video. But even before that, in his previous game, like you could see it, his journey has also been incredible, like game journey, just because I think this is maybe his 4th or 5th game, no me recuerdo, pero es un perfecto ejemplo of like his 3rd game, he stopped halfway through because he just wasn't having fun. Like he didn't enjoy the game he was making, and he didn't enjoy making the game.
Yeah.
And la diferencia between the end product of that compared to his current game, like it's night and day, the amount of stuff he's been able to get done. And that's an important lesson for everyone out there. It's like cuando te estén trabajando, make sure that you're enjoying the thing that you're doing. Like if you're playing it, if you're making a game, make sure that you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, find the ways to enjoy it. It doesn't necessarily, you don't have to force yourself to enjoy things just because they need to get done. Like get the things that need to get done, but find alternative ways of doing it. I'm not an artist, so I found someone that likes to do art, and I was like, help me. I can't pay you, but help me. And then like it works out. Like collaboration is one of the most important, especialmente aquí en Puerto Rico. Collaboration, because it will be the lifeline that will push your project forward. When you by yourself, you just are not going to be able to do it. Es bien difícil.
Y mercadearte desde el principio. Like, desde que tú empiezas el proyecto, como que publicar cosas sobre tu proyecto, things that you're implementing, art, lo que sea. O sea, you have to let yourself know. Si no haces eso desde el principio del proyecto, like, es bien complicado que people get to know you. O sea, por ejemplo, mi mentalidad cuando empecé en Game Development era como que, I'm a big star, literalmente como que soy uno de los primeros estudios en Puerto Rico. Oh my God, que tengo un equipo grande.
I love to know I'm not the only narcissist here.
Sí, mi proyecto va a ser millones de dólares, voy a hacer tantas cosas, yay, porque
Massive MMO.
Yeah, súper, sin saber hacer un multiplayer, yeah. Y de momento fue como que, no, like, las cosas no son así. Literalmente yo tenía mi primer proyecto y lo más que yo tuve fueron 300 downloads. ¿Y cuánto hice monetariamente? Como $50.
I was going to guess. I was going to say 3. I was going to say like $1 per 100.
Sí, pero hice $50 después de 3 años.
Whew! That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's something. I'm sorry.
No, it's nothing compared to...
No. But non-negative language here. That is something. Good job on you. You got $50 from that. That's better than 0.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, mi gente. If you get a monetary value, unless it's your mom buying the game, like celebrate it.
No,
not to disparage moms. Thank you, moms, for your support. But I'm just saying, mom always thinks you're handsome and they're beautiful. So it's not really the same thing.
Pero después cuando el juego salió hace 2016, después de 4 años, fui a un viaje. Básicamente todo el juego fue marcado de boca. O sea, fue como que let people know en Facebook, let people know my close friends. Como que mira, bajen el juego, descárguenlo, jueguenlo, compartan sus amistades. Eso fue mi marketing. Y con todo eso yo hice marketing en Facebook. Like, I spent like $200 por 2 semanas promocionando en Facebook y sin promocionar también promocioné en Unity Ads. So, yo metí
Wow.
bastante dinero en marketing.
Unity ads.
Yeah, pero básicamente no llegó lejos. Like, eso no me catapultó hacia nada. Fue como
¿Qué
que
año fue esto?
2016.
Interesting.
Yep.
Porque the algorithms have changed throughout the years, and advice in 2016 might not be the same now.
No, it's not.
Just
No.
Steam alone
Mhm.
is like you have to focus on just as a quick, you have to focus on your wish list. If you don't get a wish list, you're not appearing on the main page.
Yep.
If you get enough on your wish list, la diferencia day and
Y
night.
el primer día de launch es el día más importante de todo. O sea, lo
Ujú.
que tú haces esos primeros 5 días después que sacaste el juego son sumamente importantes al futuro del proyecto. Si en esos 5 días tú no fuiste exitoso, no tuviste un boom o no tuviste muchas descargas, va a ser bien complicado que tú trates de subir esa gráfica otra vez.
And not to be completely pessimistic, okay, it's not that your game will not succeed. It's just the chance Steam, and in this specific case, what we're saying, Steam won't help you.
Ujú.
And when you're small, you need all the help you can get because you don't have. We're not Marvel. We're not Bungie. I think they're about to, just a little like current events. I think they're suing like a YouTuber for like $7.6 million for impersonating them.
What?
Yeah, he did copyright. They started copywriting videos on YouTube, acting as Bungie, and Bungie was like, "What are you doing?"
Ujú.
And then Bungie went for YouTube, and YouTube was like, Bungie learned what it's like to be a YouTuber, and that YouTube will not get to you until they decide to get to you.
Ujú.
And that became a thing. And now they're suing one person for $7.8 million.
Ouch.
That's insane.
Yep.
We're not Bungie. You don't have $7.8 million. So you're not going to have that money to market. So you need to utilize the algorithms as much as you can. I don't like the application, but TikTok is really
Yep.
big.
Ujú.
Like that alone will give you the views you need, not even the money. You don't need the money from the marketing or from the or from the social media sites.
Ujú.
You just need the views so people will get interested.
Yeah.
Like I cannot tell you how many games I use Reddit rather regularly.
Ujú.
I can tell you the amount of times that someone posts something in our gaming, and then like once it gets to the top, it's like, oh, this is my game. And the amount of people, like I've read many stories of people saying I posted it here, 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 posted it just enough times at the right places after looking at it and realizing the patterns,
Ujú.
and then immediately like the game was like more successful than it would have been otherwise.
Y eso es algo que mencionaste ahí fue agendarte. Like, people don't make an agenda. Or what are they doing? Por ejemplo, piensan como que, abrieron el proyecto y es como que, espérate que voy a trabajar ahora. Espérate, tengo un bug roto o un mechanic que está todavía sin completarse. Déjame trabajar eso. Y se inventan tareas en el momento de trabajar y no se planifican semanalmente de como que, what I'm gonna do weekly. Y una de las agendas que he visto recientemente de alguien que se llama Pixar Art Architect, que si lo sigan, brutal. Él era arquitecto y empezó a hacer game development hace como 2 años atrás. Porque pasó la pandemia y es como que, ok,
Write that down.
I don't know what to do with my time, let me learn game development. Y se metió a game development. Y
Just a casual. I got too much free time. Let's make a game.
Yep. Y este es su primer proyecto. Like, nunca había hecho nada. Empezó solo, las animaciones, Pixar, todo, el environment, everything. Hizo un Kickstarter y fue exitoso.
Wow.
Pidió $30,000 y lo logró.
Fantastic.
En un mes y algo fue. Y lo logró.
Chat, that's crazy.
Yep. Y dijo como que con este dinero yo puedo sostenerme por lo menos por 2 años y pagarles a unos empleados para que me ayuden en el arte. Y yo me enfoco en el game development.
And that was only in his free time. So those
Yep.
$30,000 can go straight into the game.
Yep.
Wow, that's woo. Damn.
Yep.
I'm jealous.
Y todo fue marketing. O sea, lo que hizo, empezó a hacer videos de YouTube, subió fotos a Reddit, Twitter, TikTok. O sea, como que se mercadeó primero, enseñando todo el progreso, y la gente empezó a escribir y lo siguió. Hasta yo vi el video de él, del proceso de su historia. Y fue como que, oh my God. Y lo busqué en Twitter y le escribí y me contestó. Y yo como que, oh my God, what? Y empecé a hablar con él y como que, ¿qué tips tú tienes para Pixar artists o people that are making game with Pixar art? Y es como que, this. Y yo, pues súper, le voy a decir a la comunidad como que.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you remember the advice? I'm actually really curious.
Sí, me dijo como que tienes que, déjame buscarlo aquí, pues me especificó como que una página de Twitter específicamente como que lo tagué a ellos y que eso te va a dar mucho outreach. Mira, Pixar Art.
Oh, that was recent.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I
Fue.
thought this was like a distant memory. That
No,
was literally a couple days ago.
no, fue
Let me
junio 19.
gente, never stop. Always move forward. Like the future, like current philosopher, like the that beautiful, beautiful quote, right? It's all about drive, it's all about power.
Mhm.
We stay hungry, we devour.
Yeah.
Like that is a very true quote. And like that's what he means. Like that hunger to find that
Mhm.
information, to annoy someone so much, to just be like, give me what I want. And they were like, okay. And it's like, it worked out. Don't
Sí.
annoy them too much. Don't be a dick. But like just it's okay to like poke someone. Facebook got rid of poke, but you can poke someone.
Ujú. Pero es networking, o sea, el salir de tu comfort zone y simplemente reach out. Hay mucha gente que se queda como que, I'm not gonna do that, y se quedan como que en su espacio. Pero people have literalmente knowledge que te puede empoderar y te pueden llevar a otro nivel, pero you have to reach out. No todo el mundo va a venir y te va a decir como que, what do you need?
Yeah. I think it's really important for people to know that like community is there for a reason.
Yeah.
¿Verdad? It's very easy. I've personally experienced this countless times
Ujú.
where it's just you feel too nervous. You feel like you have nothing to contribute to a conversation, and that's just not true. You need you yourself as an individual have something to contribute, even if it's just questions that you're contributing by helping that person think about these things. Claro, depending on the person, sometimes
Ujú.
not depending on how busy they are. Sometimes, how do I get into game dev? Not that good of a question when there's already that information out there. But once you start getting into that experience, once you have specific questions and you start seeing experts that are responding to people and are going, yo te ayudo, pues mete mano.
Ujú.
Just being like, por ejemplo, just being on the PRGDA Discord, that alone is an invaluable resource. Y no solamente aquí en Puerto Rico, por ejemplo, también I'm going to plug el Latinx in Gaming Discord,
Yeah.
que ese espectacular, porque no solamente Latinx means que es de todo el país, de todo el mundo, en realidad. Aunque específicamente ellos de Estados Unidos, como que en los channels está de por país también separaciones. There's like a Puerto Rico tag, and I was like, and then y después ahí mismo, en el Puerto Rico tag, está linked PRGDA.
Tú no quieres ver mi Discord browser con todos los Discord que estoy metido.
No, the amount, no, it's actually insane. Listen, mi gente, I'm going to call him out a little bit. Cuando estábamos recomiendo recientemente, he was just like, the first thing he said, hey, did you guys join these Discord servers? And I'm like, okay, hi, Manny, it's good to see you too.
Yeah. Es que fueron Discord recientes, fue como que the amount of knowledge that I got literalmente en 2 días fue como que overpowered. Fue como que, oh my God, no me puedo quedar callado. Si me pagaran por promocionar, fuera millonario. Pero es que
I can see it.
es que la información, like, tú ya te invité y estás dentro de esos Discord, tú viste que constantemente tienen eventos, tienen actividades, tienen hangouts.
I had to mute it to only mentions because it was getting so insane.
Yeah, yo lo tengo en la computadora abajo, como que está open y literalmente ping, a cada rato sale un mensaje.
It's
Oh,
insane.
by the way, para decirlo de la recomendación de Pixel Architect, dijo como que vayas a la página de Pixel Dailies y ahí como tal los tagues cada vez que hagas un post o que básicamente interactúes, porque a veces eso es otra cosa. No es simplemente taguear a la gente, como que, por
It's
ejemplo,
interacting with them.
exacto, porque no puedes decir como que vas al Twitter y como que tagueas al PRGDA y Brian siempre va a estar ahí contestando y va a estar como que replying y qué sé yo, pero también tiene que ver con interactuar con los developers y con la comunidad específicamente. That helps. That's literalmente un stepping point.
The community the community is only useful if people participate in it. That's the reality of the situation.
Ujú.
Like there's a difference between a community and a movement. A movement is specific leaders pushing an idea forward. A community is people coming together to push themselves forward.
Ujú.
Hashtag deep. And so la idea, so everyone needs to participate. It's why I've spread the message of PRGDA. I was doing my internship and the software guy in front of me, he was just like, you like games? Yeah, we're talking about games. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm making a game. I'm making some games too. I'm working on Unity. You think I'm okay. Have you heard the first thing I said? Have you heard about PRGDA? Have you heard about PRGDA? PRGDA. Like immediately, porque the more connections we can get in there, the more and more useful it becomes and the more opportunities we grow for ourselves. Que eso es lo bien importante.
Yep.
I like Cloud's comment about music composition. About getting into a lot of different discords para aprender how to be a game composer.
Ujú.
And it's incredible. Like this is what I love about games. you can get rid of the game part, and that's a job. So if you like something, you're actually learning another job that you are just then casually applying to games, because games are still so new that even like we have some, por ejemplo, using game composition as an idea. Like, yeah, there's some, ideas and theories behind it of, making sure to like, you don't want the music to be too crazy. You want it to be more background music to accentuate certain actions depending on your movement. Like your songs, your clips, your sound effects need to be short. Like the music needs to be in clips and very mutable for you to then be able to change depending on the gameplay. Most games don't do it for a very good reason, because it's really hard. Those systems are very complex. But you can see the theory behind it, and that how then you can apply that. But before that, you need to have an understanding about it. You need to have an understanding of what it is. Like if you don't understand chord progression, if you don't understand keys, if you don't even like understand the basics of it, it's bien difícil moving forward. And that's not just a music thing. That's everywhere. It's just music is a great example.
Yeah. Yo vi un ejemplo que alguien dio recientemente en Twitter sobre how to start and making music for games. Y es como que si puedes coger un clip de un juego que te guste, o por ejemplo Kirby, el nuevo que salió para Nintendo, si puedes coger un clip de por lo menos 30 segundos y tratar de replicar la música y los efectos de lo que está pasando ahí. Like, si estás haciendo hack and slash y puedes hacer los ruiditos del hack and slash, y puedes como que cada vez que camine y todos los efectos pequeñitos que componen la área, literalmente eso es un challenge y puede ser algo que puedes hasta poner en tu portfolio, como que este es el ruido, este es los sonidos originales, esto fue lo que yo hice.
I love that suggestion. Me recuerda mucho a animators, and when they do rough drafts of animation, it's a more fluid animatic. But an animatic is usually just some still frames, like the keyframes. Keyframes, for those that don't know, are the most important parts of the animation. So like if I'm here like talking to Manny, like you really wouldn't see much animation going until I start like getting something very important to convey. So if I start screaming, that would be a new key animation moving forward. I will not be silenced. And so animators will usually use those keyframes to like and only make the keyframes, y eso se llama un animatic, to kind of show just the kind of general storyboarding moving forward. People then move even more forward into it and start getting into like put more fluid, like the in between. So like in between the keyframes of like if the one frame is like this and the other frame is like this, they'll animate the movement of going forward. And you see that constantly on Twitter. That's my favorite thing on Twitter, seeing beautiful animation. Like
Majestic.
So good. And so I love the suggestion of the trailer because it's the equivalent of that. It's a small tidbit where you're just taking that small section, a very showable section, because that's what a trailer is. A trailer is just you showcasing your game. It's almost like a demo of like your game. And so you like using that as a key point to start replicating some of their things and learning. 10 out of 10 suggestion.
Yep, it's a good one. Y ahí están hablando sobre
actively participating in communities is something I'm still learning how to do, because I still get that panic feeling of, what if I can't contribute anything? Yep. Alaskan Cat Firm, fantastic name, by the way. If no one understands it, that's a SpongeBob reference.
Un amigo mío le pasa eso.
De que he doesn't feel like he can contribute?
Yeah. Y él es artista, character artist, y es como que, dude, like, el hecho que tú puedas compartir el poco knowledge que tú tienes, simplemente aunque sea básico, like, siempre va a haber gente debajo tuyo. Yo a veces personalmente siento que the knowledge that I have is not enough. Porque como que miro people that are working on the industry, y es como que I'm not there. Like, I haven't worked with big companies, so I don't have the knowledge to share because I don't feel the value of my knowledge. Y es como que,
oh, dude, can you stop attacking me personally? God damn.
Pero es como que there's always people behind you, but you don't see it because you feel that you are the one behind.
Yep. If you're always looking forward, you'll never realize how far back you've been.
Yeah.
I love that example. And thank you, Alaskan, for bringing this up. Porque uno, ¿verdad? Pasando PRGDA, like in the Discord, someone was talking about programming. I have a computer science major. And so I felt very strongly like, I know this. And then they started talking about game development. I'm like, they go game engines. And I'm like, I don't know this. But even so, it's like don't undervalue your own knowledge because you feel like you have more to learn. That's not how that works. Me ha pasado. That's one of the things that I've tried my best to work on, and that I think I'm starting to get over a little bit. Every now and then still creeps up, but it's always gonna happen. But it's not about avoiding falling down. It's about how fast you can get back up again. That's the thing you need to work on. And it's very important that you get those things going. I am getting incredibly distracted by the chat, and so you guys have been talking
Yep.
so much, and I'm like a dog. The moment I see movement, I just completely lose focus on what's happening, unless I completely ignore it.
Estoy viendo aquí preguntas, cualquier cosa para discutir esas preguntas.
Cloud Akagi's comment of he got into a few game jams and composition competitions para hacer portfolio material. That's so yep. Experience is the main thing that you need to go for.
Cuando alguien me pregunta como que cómo puedo entrar en game development en general, es como que, o sea, si tú tienes un talento, ve a un game jam. O sea, literalmente utiliza tu talento durante ese game jam. Y ahí, aunque tú no tengas el conocimiento de cómo hacer un juego completamente, there are people around you.
Oh, yeah.
Que you can talk about it. Y people te pueden enseñar y que te puede como que preparar y qué sé yo. Y a la misma vez, you understand where is your position at that moment. Como que I'm here, so I should go here. Y ahí en ese proceso de moverte de una posición a otra posición, busca videos de YouTube o consigue un mentor o alguien que está en la comunidad como que mira, I want to go here. Can you guide me? Can you explain the process that I have to do to get there? Y en los game jams son los perfectos lugares donde hay muchas personas igual que tú o personas que están un poquito más adelantadas que tú puedes preguntar y ser un presentado. Yo creo que es ser presentado. O sea, networking aquí en videojuegos es como que ser presentado, métete. Y eso a mí me pasó en un evento que yo fui en Croacia, que I was talking to people.
Croatia. You need to explain that after you're done.
Yo básicamente estaba hablando con unas personas que son latinos y otras personas adicionales. Y es como que, so, we're talking about game development and what we're gonna do after the event, where we're gonna eat. Y se mete esta persona como que, mira, toma mi tarjeta de presentación. I do this, and I'm from here. Y yo como que, super, bye. Cogí tu tarjeta y me fui. Y yo como, I don't want to talk to you. I don't know you. You're a stranger to me. What? Después de 15 minutos o media hora después que terminó el evento, esa persona se fue con nosotros a comer.
Oh, no.
Y yo como que, who invite you?
How did you get in here?
Yeah. Y era básicamente el líder de todo el grupito que lo invitó a él porque el tipo fue donde esa persona, le hizo lo mismo y él dijo, ok, sure, vente.
That is fantastic.
Es que el ambiente de cuando tú vas a estos eventos así, o sea, you have to be there like this. You have to literalmente meterte y hablar con gente y esto es normal en estos eventos.
It's one of those things that I struggle with a lot, ¿verdad? Because I'm neurodivergent. I always like to make this very clear to people like that I'm on the autism spectrum because I seem extroverted right now. I seem completely like in the zone, but that doesn't change the fact that the moment my battery runs out, like it's out. It's like I can't push through. I have to like just stop what I'm doing and go home. And part of that, and so I understand people who are also like either neurodivergent or just what's the opposite of extrovert? Introverted.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who are more introverted than extroverted, or sometimes it's hard. Push yourself to do more than you did last time until you're satisfied, and then when you're satisfied, that's your baseline, and then you move forward. It can be very overwhelming for people to be like, talk every day, go there, completely exhaust yourself. It's like, that's not what we're saying. We're saying push yourself to what you can the most and capitalize on as many as opportunities as you can. Eso es lo importante.
Yeah.
We're like that. Don't mistake like us going like talk, network, like and like cogiendo los cables and poniéndolo entre los diferentes ports and going networking. Like it's okay if you need to put like 1 or 2 ports a day, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Y eso no es malo. It's just making sure that you're pushing yourself to do the things you know that you can do, because from there you will succeed.
Yeah.
So bien importante. That's something I really want to highlight because there are a lot of people that struggle with that. Some people either know their conditions, they don't, doesn't matter. You know your feelings, and so you need to be validated on those. It's okay if your one interaction a day was the only thing you can afford, that was a good
Te
interaction.
voy a decir un secreto.
Is it about Croatia?
No.
God damn it.
Yo soy bien shy. Yo soy bien limitado. Like, literalmente, a mí el hecho de pararme en una tarima o hablar o estar todo el mundo mirándome hasta en la escuela cuando me miraban en las presentaciones era como que I cannot deal with this. Like I got nervous. Y el hecho de pensar de que iba a estar al frente y todo el mundo me iba a estar mirando era como que nerve-wracking. Like, no. Yo faltaba a la escuela
Ooh,
para no hacer eso.
that's a new one.
Literalmente, I went there. Y me obligaban. Y literalmente, ¿sabes lo que yo hacía? Me levantaba a las 5 de la mañana. Claramente, pues tenía que estar a la escuela a las 8. Me levantaba a las 5 de la mañana y cogía chupaldí fría, la abría y me la forzaba. Entonces, a mí me hace
That's
como que
effort.
choke,
That
como
is
que
a
vomitar.
designated effort
Y era
to
como que
not go.
literalmente como cogía chupaldí, como que no, like, tengo que dejarle saber a mi familia que I'm sick and I don't want to go to school because I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through that phase.
That's
Yep.
wow. That's I want to commend you on your perseverance and your stubbornness of like I will actively choke myself to not go to school.
Mhm.
You will not stop me. That's honestly well done.
Thank you.
That's horrible you were put in the situation, but also that's your stubbornness
Yeah.
shows. That's a silver lining.
So el
A
hecho es que
popsicle puddle.
yo vine de esas situaciones, hasta de ponerme blower por las mañanas para calentarme la frente y después ir donde mi familia y yo me toca, oh my god, you're so hot. Y yo como que, yeah, I'm feeling sick. Ese era yo.
Look, I'm sure, looking back on it, I am sure that of some of the times that I was like, I feel sick, where I was so socially anxious that it
Mhm.
was making me sick. And then the moment I was like, you don't have to go to school, I immediately felt better.
Yeah.
And then I immediately felt bad because I was like, I lied.
Mhm.
I was wrong. I just don't understand my body. I told them I was sick. I was not.
Mhm.
And the reality is that I was sick. That connotation with talking about mental, I don't like that. I was not well. That's better. Maybe we'll leave it there. It's workshopping. It works. It works. It's fine.
So, yo vengo de esas situaciones y I needed to work with that. Like, networking es esencial. No importa el área de trabajo donde tú estés.
It's like any other skill.
Yeah.
Even if you're low at it now, the more you push it, the more comfortable you'll feel.
Mhm.
That doesn't change that doesn't necessarily mean that it changes your stamina on it. It just means your tolerance for when your efficiency with that set stamina becomes better.
Yeah.
That's an important distinction to make. Yeah.
So, literalmente pasó un proceso bien fuerte and here we are. Like, I can go to events por ejemplo, en Comic Con. Yo tuve que estar en la tarima hablando, entrevistando y era como que
I'm so sad I missed that.
estabas abajo, so you were doing your thing.
I was doing a very good job being my university's mascot.
Yeah.
I did an excellent job.
Yeah, you
telling
did a
people
good job.
My los bachilleratos,
You get
todo
paid?
programa asociado. No, I did. Why would I get paid for that?
We did get paid
Pues,
a few years ago. No, not in the PRGDA, but when I was on your like doing that, exhibiendo mi proyecto para mi universidad, they gave us something. Like they paid our food y nos dieron como que una compensación.
We got paid in exposure.
Yeah.
We showcased our game, so they were like, "That's good enough, right?" And I did my job as a little cog in the capitalist machine of just doing my role, telling people what they do. And then it was it was after the third person that I was like, I need to just start sneaking in my game. Because if I don't, they will never hear about it. And this is a game I need to play.
Yeah. Yo creo que tu juego deberías llevarlo para literalmente andar con él.
I have I have the pack of cards you can use to play the game. But the moment I have a player the actual assets done in a way that won't poke a hole in my pants because it was done last minute.
Yeah.
Then I will start bringing that around. Yes.
Yeah. Para todos los eventos y actividades, a veces hasta si vas para un restaurante o vas para Starbucks Café y estás sentada hablando ahí un ratito. So, como que vamos a jugar.
Es como con Domino.
Yeah.
Like you just put out your game there,
Yeah.
yeah, but you put a little sign just going like open to game. Like you just read it, yeah, but people are just like open to game. And then like when someone sits down, it's like, what is this? And you're like, congratulations, you fell into my trap. This is my game. We're not playing dominoes or chess. Let's start it.
Yo he visto gente que hasta literalmente metía su juego a GameStop y lo ponía literal en los shelves de GameStop para que la gente se lo llevara y con poco pagaran, pero básicamente el juego estaba
Wow.
ahí.
That I remember GameStop.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. It's been a while. I don't believe
Eh.
GameStop exists anymore. The moment que se fueron de Puerto Rico, it stopped being like cognizant in my mind.
Hay amistades mías que viven en Estados Unidos como que I'm going to GameStop to buy this game. Y yo como, what? GameStop? What is that?
It's the equivalent of someone saying, I'm going to go to Blockbuster. It's just like, how? Where? What do you mean it's still a business? It was Comic-Con. Don't remember the year. Leo was showcasing Boss Fight Simulator VR with a buddy, a group student project. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
A VR project? That's insane.
VR is very difficult to a certain point, and it is very easy to just start and export a game from Unreal to Unity. So to VR.
VR it's still very much in its infancy.
Yeah.
I feel like VR, I'm just going to go on a small little VR rant. I feel like VR is just a stepping stone. I feel like VR isn't going to be the real genre in the sense of like, there's going to be cool things made in it. Like Alex, like the Axel, like the Half-Life game, where it's like, it's going to utilize that system to the best it can. But it very much feels like, what would be a good console version of this? Like the PS Vita. It's like, it's a great idea and concept, but at the end of the day, the practicality of it just isn't there. It needs to evolve into eventually what, the Nintendo Switch. But it's like, right now, it just has, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon, honestly. Just having the headset here is just a fundamental thing that makes it really hard to like push through that until you go full body, or until tú te vas a uno de esos weird kiosks that they put you in like the whole thing where I don't know. I'm gonna show chat now, where it's like a thing que te ponen aquí,
A belt.
and then the concave like
Yeah.
wall. I feel like that's where VR. But at that point, it's not really VR. That's AR. At that point, you're pushing. You're pushed forward in the alphabet. You skipped V and went back to A, and like that. I feel like that's probably what's gonna happen.
Hay una compañía que se llama Vortex en Filadelfia, creo que, y ellos utilizaron VR, literalmente una gran herramienta. Ellos tienen un espacio, un estudio así bien grande, y básicamente hicieron un juego utilizando la arquitectura de su espacio, y implementaron como que si ponen una antorcha dentro del environment, like ellos tienen como un heater o algo en esa área, so si when you're getting close to it,
That's so cool.
So es bien inmersivo. So si está lloviendo o hay una cascada y como que está cayéndote agüita, like ellos tiran chojitos. Es como que cuando vas a Shrek en Universal, es la misma experiencia, pero you're walking around the stage y tienes que hacer puzzles y todo. Y por ejemplo, tienes que poner una estatua y la estatua básicamente es una bolsa de arena que tú coges y la tienes que poner en otro lado. Like, es bien inmersivo. Like, that's cool.
See? Like, but again, at that point, that becomes AR.
Yeah.
So it's
It
like,
is.
I feel like that. See, I feel like I'm not wrong on this. Chad, you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like yeah, I feel like VR is a stepping stone to AR, and then from there is just moving forward. VR taught us how to handle 3D spaces. AR gives us the space to be able to utilize it.
¿Quieres preguntar sobre Croacia?
I'm so glad you remembered. That left my RAM a while ago, and now I thank you for bringing it back. Explain yourself, sir.
So, yo no sabía que Global Game Jam tiene un scholarship.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, Global. So, si tú has participado del Global Game Jam o has corrido un Global Game Jam, eres eligible to the scholarship. And yo no sabía eso hasta que me salió una promoción en Facebook, porque yo no los sigo a ellos en su página principal. Y es como que, wait, they do have this? Y es como que, yeah, they do. Y la beca era para ir a un evento. Al día no sabía ni para dónde era. Era como que, pues, whatever, vamos a aplicar.
You saw a event and you were like, immediately.
Yes, y llené toda la información y puse todo. Y 2 semanas después, una semana después me llamaron. Como que, congratulations, you have been selected. Y yo como que, ¡yay! ¿Para dónde yo voy? Y como que, Croacia. Y yo como que, ok. Y entro en Google Maps y pongo Croacia, ¿dónde que no me queda esta cosa? Y es como que al otro lado del mundo es como que, oh,
What did I
awesome.
do?
Yeah. Y verifiqué los pasajes y todo. Es como que, yeah. Y nada, como que cuadré las circunstancias
Wow.
y fui para allá.
¿De qué fue el evento?
Es básicamente un GDC
Pero en Croacia.
en Croacia. Se llama
That is insane.
Reboot Develop Red.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Y ellos hacen un evento en Croacia y hacen otro evento en Canadá. Y el de Canadá se llama Reboot Develop Blue.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is wow.
Yep. Es un gran evento. Y donde fue, literalmente estuve al lado de donde se grabó Game of Thrones.
Mi gente, I feel like there needs to be a disclaimer made where it's like, don't do what Manny did. Don't just randomly fill out forms and then see what happens afterwards. Like, look into where you're going. You might not want like Croatia's fine, but you might not know where you're going, and that's not a good thing. You don't want to be surprised with a scholarship to, I don't know. I was about to say some Central American country, but they're all fine.
Yo no me quejo. Like, la única mala experiencia.
Imagínate si tú llenas un formulario en Facebook y te dicen vete a Bayamón y vete a esta esquina y cuando entras no hay luces. It's like, were you really happy that you filled out your form then?
Pero that didn't happen.
Do as he says, not as he does. I think that's the key takeaway here.
Pero estuvo súper cool. Estuvo súper cool. ¿Verdad? La única mala experiencia que pasé fue que en Francia se me perdieron las maletas y nadie hablaba ni español ni inglés. Y yo como que, yeah, y no tenía internet, so no podía traducir nada y fue bien complicado. So, yeah.
That's, no. I went to France, thank God, recently because my brother-in-law is French. Thank God he was there. I never left his side. Like the moment that he went away, I immediately was just like, nope, come back. I was immediately saying right next to you. Thankfully, my partner was learning some French. Every time someone interacted with me and they were speaking French, I would just go, Andrew. And just immediately, like, not even like, just go like, nope, I can't do it. I'm not a person to interact with. I'm an NPC. You don't interact with me. You just hear my casual chatter as I'm walking. That's the main protagonist. Don't talk to me. PRGDA is also the main protagonist of this podcast.
So, yeah, el evento estuvo brutal. Llegué, no sabía, conocía a nadie, estaba solo. Me dijeron como que por el email, como que, van a ver como que un meetup en tal lugar y van a estar como que todos los colors en ese lugar. Va a estar la presidenta de Global Game Jam. Y yo, super cool. Y llegué allí y básicamente el primer día estuve completamente solo. Y era como que, ok, yeah, este es mi primer evento de Game Development. I don't know anyone. Estoy aquí. Y como que parecía un pejito, o como el primer día de escuela, como que tú estás sentado así en una esquinita el primer día de escuela, y como que ya, ese era yo. Hasta el segundo día, que el segundo día fue como que pudimos como que socializar con la gente, hablar con ellos, y ahí fue que hice amistades, y desde ahí fue que pasó la experiencia esa del muchacho, y ahí conocí a Luis Villegas, que es el lead engineer de Bungie.
Wow.
Porque vino a Puerto Rico, so había socializado de una manera con él, pero en ese evento fue como que we became friends. Y como que, mira, hey, what's up?
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Networking is, see, the beauty of networking. If he didn't network, he'd be stuck in Croatia, not knowing anything. It'd be France 2.0.
Yep.
Okay, Forrest, yes. French, that is true. When French is written, if you know English and Spanish, you can read French for the most part. Except, do you know what the French word for mushroom is?
Nope.
Champion.
What?
I know. I don't understand it. I don't know why when people, like the French saw like a mushroom and they were like champion, or, which is more believable in my opinion, English we just went like mushrooms. They were just like, they saw, like, they heard champion and they're like mushroom. I hate language.
Yo veo un TikTok que literalmente hace como que chiste de eso. Que es como
oh, dude, no, in French going we. Yes, no, it's so bad.
Pues básicamente ellos ponen como una palabra hospital o ponen como que otras cosas. Es como que le preguntan a todos los diferentes países como que, ¿cómo tú dices hospital? Y es como que tal cosa. Y salen los Germans. Y como que you had to, really?
It's a choice. We don't agree with your choice, but it's a choice. It's a Kraken house. Exactly. Short and Friday.
Mhm.
Guten Tag. All right, now I'm just going to French. Let's go back to games for a second. All right. No, that was basically all my topics, just straight up. That was all I had.
Super.
So it's been good.
Yeah.
Let's do a small recap. We've talked about mental health. We talked about making being a solo dev. We talked about the lengths that it takes to be a solo developer and all the things that come along with it. We talked about how important networking is.
Mhm.
And I think the ultimate takeaway, we talked about community. The point of a community is that we can all stay together and interact and utilize our all skills together. You got anything else to add?
No, básicamente hablemos, compartamos y los eventos son bien importantes. Like, literalmente ir a los eventos random y estar ahí y como que presentarte, decir lo que tú haces y cuál es tu background. Es un gran, como que para abrir la puerta, o sea, ya con eso simplemente.
There's no background that is irrelevant, and there is no skill set that can go unused.
Y en los hangouts nosotros lo hacemos todo el tiempo. Like, hay gente que yo no conozco. Yo te conocí a través de Discord. Fue como que,
Yes. No one saw my face no one saw my face until I started joining the hangouts, and then people were like, "Oh, this guy's funny," and I'm like, thanks." And
Yep.
then it went from there. That's how I got here, ladies and gentlemen.
¿Y eso fue hace cuánto?
2 meses.
Yeah.
I think it's been 2 months. Yeah, 2 months.
Sí, 2
But I've
meses.
worked on the skill set for a very long time, so don't be yeah.
Pero socializar, comunicarte y presentar lo que estás haciendo. Game development es para todos y todos tenemos que estar trabajando juntos. Yo constantemente estoy haciendo networking con diferentes personas aquí en Puerto Rico y cuando me llegan proyectos que como que I need people, es como que, mira, hey, tengo esta oportunidad por tantos meses, like, do you want to work with me? Y como que, yeah, super cool. So, el hecho de exponerte y hablar y enseñar tu talento y hacer networking te abre muchas puertas. Like, a mí me han contratado simplemente por eso. Y es como que, mira, you have a skill set y como que la manera en cómo tú trabajas y lo que tú haces va con nosotros, so we want you.
Yeah.
We need you in the team.
A lot of these things that we're mentioning are not just for video games. These are things just in general for life. These are things that apply to everything. It's things that have applied to my work and then I'm also applying to video games. We're just talking about video games because that's what this stands for. That's what this little letter means. Pero eso no cambia de que todo lo que estamos hablando, toda esta herramienta y toda esta cosa, experiencia, cuando ustedes van a pasar entrando a los game jams y participando con la comunidad, that's stuff that will help you just everywhere in life. Por eso, just experience it and have fun with it.
Yeah. Y el PRGDA es un buen stepping point para cuando quieres como que hacer networking con la comunidad más grande. Like, el PRGDA es pequeño.
It's a gateway drug. The drug being friendship. Continue.
So, es pequeño a comparación a la comunidad en general. O sea, Latinx cubre.
It's so huge.
Yeah.
It's Latinx in gaming alone, even though it's focused on like Latinx for USA, eso no lo limita. Like that's like the central point for like the United States, but everyone is connecting to that central point. But de aquí, nosotros no tenemos razón por cuando empezar a hacer conexiones en los otros países, con España, con Latinoamérica, like the bottom of Latin America. It's hard to like, it feels weird like being so far out away from everyone because it's like I say Latin America, I'm like, technically we're part of Latin America, but everyone knows what I mean by Latin America, como que everyone below them on the bottom side of the map. Even though it's an egg, not a circle. I'm going in. I'm these details are not that they're important, but they're not that important for this conversation. Manny, you gotta stop me or else we're gonna go. I could be here for hours. I kind of don't want to do a chat poll, but at the same time I do. I just want to see community sentiment right now on their new co-host. I know, puse la idea, so now I'm just waiting to see if people respond.
Sí, estamos aquí pacientemente. So, nada, el PRG es un stepping point, Latinx es otro stepping point. Y socializar con estas comunidades, o sea, let yourself known, habla y comparte. Don't be selfish.
Be selflessly selfish. That's my motto a lot of the times.
Socializar, hablar con la gente.
Yes, very important.
Y lo que yo hice de hablar con alguien en Twitter, like, do that. Like, habla con la gente, pregúntale. Dejarle saber a la gente lo que estás haciendo.
there is there is nothing wrong with just also being there to be there. Like, just you don't have to you don't have to make games to be part of the community. You just have to like gaming.
Te voy a hacer una pregunta. ¿Cuántos juegos se están haciendo aquí en Puerto Rico?
Document. I'm gonna
Más o
make
menos.
no, yeah. I'm 78.
¿Cuánto?
78 pueblos. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 100.
100
I'm gonna go with 100.
games,
Yeah.
not developers, games.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 100. Right now, in this moment, there are 100 games being developed. Oh, now it's 98. Now it's 102. Now it's 90. Now it's 95 again. Like it's. I think it's around. I would say around 100, maybe.
Nope. Less.
Ooh. Wait. Where you? See, this is why the community is great. I don't have this information, and yet he does. 57 officially. Is that?
Yeah.
Is chat right? Oh, Force. Well done. 5. See, that was also that's the other side of the spectrum from from my answer. We have a white. Okay, so it was right in the middle, around 50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sí,
How do you have that information?
Sí, básicamente nosotros hemos ido directamente a los game developers a preguntarle.
Yeah, Jeremy, pull it up. I'm pulling a Joe Rogan.
No, vamos a ver cómo puedo presentar esto, pero share screen, tap.
Oh, so good.
There you go.
There it is. Yep, it's in alphabetical order, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yep, Atriarch, Bait Cart, The Beaver Hero, Bebe's Adventure. So good. The Bunny Graveyard. I've seen a lot of Bunny Graveyard is one of those games that I've seen a lot in the PRGDA of a lot of work in progress. Yeah. That marketing is working because like I know this game now.
Yo estoy ahí detrás del developer constantemente, como que hey, what are you doing? Le voy a preguntar a Pichón. Like, yo estoy todos los días escribiéndole como que what are you doing?
Hey. We love community stalkers.
Ya, pero el proyecto de verdad tiene mucho potencial.
Bookless Wizard, Buggy Cat, Shanghai. Oh, el juego de 8-bit.
Yeah.
Cosmic Isles. Yep. Bug Bite Billy. I'm sure it's fun, but that font is a little hard to read. I thought the I was a T.
Thank you for that. Because I started working with this game like 3 months ago. No, like 1 month.
Just just get the top thing from the eye and the bottom from the eye. Nope, that one. Yeah, a little to the left. That one, just make it a little bit more uniform, and then I won't go bitly. Because I was about to say bitly.
No, but right now I'm working with the UI. Like that's my main purpose. Like I told you. Yo te escribí el otro día that I'm working with my portfolio in UI.
Yeah, verdad.
Y tú me dijiste que soy competidor de alguien.
Yes, you are. Alaskan. Oh, Crime City, this tabletop RPG. I love that we have. I love the different genres that are on display here of the different kinds of games that people are making, not just, simple 2D games. It's not just 2D games or 3D games. There's tabletop games. Endfall. I love the art of Endfall. Like, it's so good. Pichón otra vez.
Yeah, Pichón.
Mano, Pichón, you gotta stop it. Like, you're so good. Stop it.
¿Cuántos años tú crees que él tiene?
Don't make me feel bad about myself.
We're not talking about you.
I'm gonna no, pero for asking it, no, pero okay, 22.
Nope.
Do not say 16.
Yep. No. Yeah.
All right.
16?
I'm
no, creo que 17.
Okay, that's still not better. But that's incredible. That's amazing. That is fantastic.
Empezó a los 14 años.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sí.
That's 2 years of experience. This guy is already junior. He's already up there.
Yo le he dicho que tiene un buen game designer, y game artist, de verdad está a otro nivel.
It's really good. It's
y es solo.
That's a nice little call out there. Que visto por ahí. Floppy and the Sleepy Planet. So good. So good. Sad they couldn't be here today, but it looks amazing.
Ujú.
We can't wait to have them on the show soon. Golf World, Grass Cutter Simulator. Head to Head fue uno que yo vi en el showcase,
Ujú.
and I was genuinely impressed. But not just at like the quality of it, but the ingenuity. Because like the moment I saw, that's so smart, using two tones to get rid of some of the overhead of trying to make it super high fidelity, but still using those two tones, being
Ujú.
black and red, to really showcase the different, like the actual character design. That was so smart. I'm just gonna give them like just props on that. That already impressed me. I'm really looking forward to seeing this game move out of early access and really move forward. Heroes Inc., another CRG game, Legend of Astral Valley, Among, Jostado, Isometric Room Collab. Another example of a great variety. I love it. I feel like this needs to be 5 squares, so that way there's 10 rows instead of like the 15 that are probably there.
Maybe we can talk to the website developer.
Nico Ghost Jump. I love the art on that. It's so cute.
This game is pretty cool because it's 3D and 2D at the same time.
I remember that one. Yes, I remember the trailer. That one is so good. I have Pothole Killer installed on my iPhone.
Really?
Yeah, and I got an award for it on the PRGDA. I have
Nice.
one of the top scores, mi gente. Be part of the community, and you can also be on a leaderboard. You can be the best in Puerto Rico, and no one can deny it.
So
It's been written, unless someone else beats you.
so
But
there are many games. Like hay unos cuantos.
and those are just the ones that people have told us about.
Yeah.
See, that's why I said 100, because I was taking into account the ones that we didn't know. I was like the ones that people haven't realized, or que no
Ujú.
han hablado con nosotros, to like be able to add them.
Y bien importante era, si tú todavía no tienes tu proyecto aquí, like, literalmente escríbenos, ve a la página, dale add your game y ahí llenas el formulario y te ponemos tu proyecto aquí encima.
It doesn't need to be done. A bunch of the games that we just showcased, they are a bunch of them are either in progress, early access, and that's perfectly fine. This is part of the marketing that we're talking about. As long as you're like people, again, this is a key website, because if people start once people start going into the PRGDA websites and people start viewing what's happening, that's a great asset for you to use when you move forward with a bunch of different stuff, marketing, not investing. That's what individuals do. Fundraising. That's the one that, yep, there we go. That's what companies do. That's the word I was looking for. When it comes to all of that, like that's really, really good for you to have moving forward. My guess was 25. Damn. Alaskan, halfway. See, Alaskan went 1/4. I went like of my guess, closer than my 4/4 of 100. That was insane. And Fall es el Earthbound de Puerto Rico. I can believe it. I think that's an accurate statement. I think that's very. I can't wait to play it. PRGDA website bueno también para publishers también. I'm not a publisher. I think you can talk more about that, about being a publisher, pero
Básicamente vamos a hablar de eso en un próximo video sobre el tema de publishers aquí en Puerto Rico.
papi,
Yep.
I didn't even know about it, and I teased it. Look at that. So good. Efficiency.
Yep.
Synergy.
Sí, tenemos ya la agenda puesta.
Excelente. I love it. That's
Yep.
so good.
Yep. Pero nada, si tú no tienes tu juego ahí, like, puedes ponerlo. Pero ya hablamos sobre, ¿viste cuántos juegos hay? Y la cosa es que no muchos developers o muchos gamers de aquí en Puerto Rico saben que aquí se están haciendo cosas.
Es que es difícil. En este país no sé mucho la comunicación, es por canales no tradicionales, o los tradicionales para el general population. And then out of there, it's difícil después comunicar entre, like, none of the places you usually go to, like, unless you're virtually there online, you just happen to know someone que interactúa con la comunidad, it becomes hard to get into it, which is why everyone needs to share it and everyone needs to make it aware, porque until Puerto Rico gets better, it's the only thing we can do.
Sí, por eso que yo digo que compartirlo a través de los medios y de estas comunidades que hemos hablado anteriormente, like, es to go to. Porque eso te va a dar un poquito más de views en general de tu juego, y cuando lo saques, pues vas a tener mucha gente que va a comprar el proyecto.
Yep. Beautiful takeaway, Manny.
¿Quieres dejarlo hasta aquí entonces?
I think we've reached a natural conclusion point of this conversation. I think we're there. I think people have had a wonderful time. Have you had a wonderful time?
Yeah. Bienvenido.
Gracias. I've had a wonderful time being here, guys. Thank you for all the applause.
Hicieron una última pregunta ahí.
Please, don't stop the applause,
Dame.
please. Thank you. I'm humbled, truly humbled. ¿Qué fue lo que dijiste?
Hicieron una última pregunta ahí, antes de cerrar por el día de hoy.
¿Alguien sabe cuánto costaría tener un canal de televisión 24/7 de videojuegos de video, esports y streamers en Puerto Rico? That is an excellent question. Okay, we need to ask Humble how much it costs his 1 hour, and then multiply that by 24, and then I think we'll have a rough estimate. Because I think that's the only. Oh wait, that's for 1 day. Falta el 7. Hay que multiplicar la hora por 24 y después por 7. And that's how much it'll cost.
Esa es la cosa.
Bare minimum.
Esa es la cosa. Por televisión, tener un canal de televisión, like, estamos hablando de mucho dinero.
And really, it's not that worth it. I mean, there's a reason, guys, that the shows, that TVs from like, what was it, de 12 a 8, or like creo que la de día 5 algo. No, de 2 a 6 de la mañana. I remember this very specifically. They just didn't show anything. It was just a screen going like, our shows will be back in 4 hours, because no one is watching at those hours.
Mi consejo es, like, es bueno tener ese título de que tu show está como que en televisión, like en el canal 4 o lo que sea. Like, having that title is pretty cool. And when you tell people like, salgo en el canal 2, salgo de esto y lo otro, como que la gente se impresiona.
That is the takeaway aquí, es verdad.
Pero, like, doing this, what we're doing a través de Facebook, a través de Twitch, like, a veces te eleva más, porque la comunidad es más grande, poder llegar a más personas. Y lo he visto con yo soy un gamer, like, está haciendo sus transmisiones por Facebook y hacen cosas privadas también por Twitch y tienen un poco más de gente viéndolo que posiblemente en el canal de televisión.
Yep.
So,
but yes, great suggestion. In 10 years, that will be an initiative that we will push forward, or at least I will push forward. I will be your representative force. Yo voy a empujar el 24/7, el canal de 24/7. If it's the last thing I do, don't quote me on that.
Vamos a hacer esto en el canal en Telemundo. Vamos a tener una sección de PRGDA hablando.
The day that happens, I will eat my hat. I'm not wearing a hat right now, but I will eat this hoodie.
Haremos un evento de eso solamente.
That should be its own live stream. It's like a charity event where it's like that's a goal.
So, mi gente, si quieren apoyar literalmente este stream o el PRGDA en general, puedes ir al Patreon de nosotros, Patreon/PRGDA, y ahí puedes hacer cualquier tipo de donación para poder aportar a todos nuestros eventos, al stream, a todo lo que nosotros hacemos constantemente todas las semanas, todos los meses. Y adicional a eso, síguenos en todas nuestras redes sociales, y es bien importante que estés en nuestro Discord.
Yep.
Toda noticia, toda información, todo evento siempre se publica primero en Discord y después en todas nuestras otras redes sociales. Es bien importante que estés ahí al día, y además de eso tienes un plus, puedes compartir con la comunidad, puedes hablar con ellos, puedes hacer preguntas, etc. Y puedes ver todos los proyectos que se están desarrollando que posiblemente no están en el website, pero puedes ver behind the scenes, ahí puedes tener muchas de work in progress.
It's been a wonderful day. I hope that you all have a wonderful night. Manny, kick us off.
Yes. Bueno, mi gente.
Those are the vibes. I hope you all have a wonderful night. This was PRGDA Radio.
Nos vemos, mi gente.